Hey everyone, it is day one of 100 days with the CIA, and I'm live streaming early. It's probably about 25 after 4, and I'm live streaming early because I actually am going somewhere. 6 o'clock, I'm going to be not home, so I can't live stream at 6, so I'm going to just do a little live stream now and get this out there. I don't know if anybody's actually watching. So anyway, so we're doing the 100 days with the CIA. It is the techniques of healthy cooking, and all the information is on my website at tastyadventure.com. And I will tell you the recipe that we'll be working on Thursday. Today we're working on a recipe, and in the book it's on page, let me tell you, 216, and it's barley salad with cucumber and mint. So that's what we're making right now, and I'm going to just kind of show you a few of the things I did. I prepped, obviously you can see I prepped a lot of stuff ahead of time. So it's a really simple and easy salad. I just figured it's getting to be summer, it's really nice, and I thought this will be something nice and light that we can make for tonight. So I've got my ingredients going. I've got a lot of stuff prepped, and one of the ingredients you have to do is you have to have tomatoes diced and peeled. So the best way to peel a tomato, and I like to use the plum tomatoes because they have a smaller seed cavity, is take your tomato, get some boiling water. I've got some boiling water right here, and I've also got a bowl of ice water here. So what you want to do is take your plum tomato, whatever tomato you're using. Plums are the best because it has a smaller seed cavity. You're going to have a lot less liquid and waste with a plum tomato. So just take your tomato, okay? Make sure your knife is sharp. I always tell everybody, make sure you hone your knives. Honing just brings it back into sharp so that it's nice and sharp, because you want to slice through this tomato skin, and tomato skins can be really tough to get through if you don't have it sharpened. So I'm going to grab a towel. I just want to wipe that off just in case. Okay, metal filings. So I'm just going to take my tomato and I'm going to put a little X right on the top, okay? And then we're just going to take this, and about 30 seconds, you're going to just drop this into the hot boiling water. Get my tongs over here. Oh, I'm getting a steam bath. Double duty here, I'm cooking and I'm getting a facial. So I'm just going to toss that around and let that kind of sit in there about 30 seconds. You just want it to start to loosen the skin. And then what's going to happen is we're going to pop it in the ice cold water. It's going to shock it, and then it's going to actually cause the skin to shrink off, and it's going to be way easier to peel. If you tried to peel this without doing this, forget it, impossible. So this is just a really great way to get that skin off nice and easy. So I'm going to take it now, pull it out, and pop it into my ice water, in my ice bath, and I'll show you that in a second, how that works. We'll sit that in there for 20 seconds. But I've got one already done. I've got my one tomato that I've already seeded and diced, as you can see. This one you can see I've actually pulled the seeds out, and I just get an extra bowl. It's nice to have a little extra bowl just to go ahead and get rid of the waste. And once you've done, peel that off, and I'll show you the peeling procedure on that one. You can just take your tomato and just squeeze it like this, and then most of the seeds and the juice are going to come out of the seed cavity. I like to use a spoon just to try and get out a little bit of extra. Get that all out, because you don't want to sog it. We're making a salad, and we don't want to sog out the salad with tomato juice and seeds, which can be better. So then I take that, and I've got those two halves here, and I'm just going to take out that little bit of a core at the top of the tomato. Okay, we'll just get rid of that. And then I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to cut pieces this way, horizontally. Okay, always keep your fingers away from the blade. Never take your fingers off the knife when you're talking. And come down. And we're just going to cut that into just a nice dice. So everything here you want to kind of get the same size, because we're doing a salad. And obviously we don't want to have big chunks of tomato in our nice salad, especially with the barley, which is really nice, petite. And so you kind of want everything evenly sized, and it will look prettier too. Okay, so that, oops, lost one right there. So that's it for the tomato. Okay, and I'll show you the tomato that I actually blanched here. So it was in the hot boiling water and then the cold water. So now you're going to be able to peel off that skin. You can see how nice and easy that skin comes right off. So it's really important to do that step so that it makes it much easier. You'll be struggling trying to get the skin off. And don't even try and use a potato peeler. It'll be a mess. So that's it. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side. I don't need that one. Okay, so now I've got my cucumber, and I've already done half the cucumber, but I just took cucumber, peeled it, and then I cut it in half. And then I just take a spoon, and you're supposed to seed it because obviously, again, we don't want to have a lot of extra liquid in our salad. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use a spoon. Can you see? Can everybody see that? You gotta see with the camera where you can see this. I said do it away from you because you don't want like an eye full of cucumber juice. It's great for your face, but not, I don't think in your eye. I don't think that would be good. It'd probably be a little unpleasant. So, all right, so now I'm going to take it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it into probably about a 1/4 inch. I'm going to come down lengthwise. All right, and I'm going to gather all of those, and then I'm just going to take my knife, fingers tucked under always, and I'm just going to come down with a rocking motion and cut those into a dice. Right there. Okay. And then I'm going to put those into my little bowl here. So I've got everything set up. So you want to, it's so much easier when you have everything already cut, everything prepped, to throw a recipe together because it's just all pretty simple. Okay, so there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was the eggplant, because in the recipe it says roasted eggplant, peeled and diced. So usually when I roast vegetables, I usually cut them up into pieces and then stick them in the oven because then you get all the outsides of the vegetable, whatever it is, potato, and it gets crispy and it gets roasted and it really caramelizes all over. For this, I wasn't sure how I was going to do that because then I had to peel it. And I'm thinking if I roast the whole entire eggplant, it's going to probably not work very well. So I cut the eggplant in half because actually this was way bigger than what I needed. This is a huge eggplant. I needed about half of an eggplant. So I took the half, cut it, cut the stem end off, cut in half horizontally, and I laid these onto a baking sheet this way flat. And then I baked it at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. And this way it just got nice and soft. And what I did with the other one was I just took it then at that point and I peeled off the skin. The skin kind of just peels right off after it's been roasted like that, which is kind of nice. It makes it really easy. So you just peel the skin off. I'm just going to get a tiny bit like brown on the outside, but that's okay. So you want it to be a little bit soft. You don't want it to be raw. And then this was just the end that was on the sheet pan. It got kind of brown, so I'm just going to discard that. So now I've got my eggplant, and I'm just going to cut it. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that into pieces too. And then what I did was if there was any of these big pockets of seeds that are in here, because they can tend to be bitter, I just pulled those out. So I'm just going to pull out those little bits of seed pocket that are in there because I don't want to make anything bitter. We want this to be a nice, clean, fresh, it's supposed to be kind of a clean, fresh summer salad. So I'm going to pull those out. And then I'm going to take the pieces that I've prepped here, and same thing, they're going to be about the same size as everything else we've been doing, just a nice dice. So I'm going to come down and cut those. And this kind of reminds me, my mom likes a recipe, it's an Italian recipe called caponata, and it is a eggplant relish. It's Italian. It's really good. All right, so just got those chopped up and put those in my bowl over here. Okay, and that's it. I've got everything else prepped. All right, so I will show you the barley real quick. So I've got my barley, which I cooked. It took about 45 minutes to get it to where it was tender. I didn't want to get soggy, but I just wanted to be kind of like have a little bit more of a bite but nice and tender. So I cooked it 45 minutes, then I drained it, then I rinsed it off, and I drained it again, and I got it good and dry. So that's what we've got here, the barley that's in there. Barley is really great. It's a wonderful grain. It's something that people don't really use a lot, but it makes a really great salad. So I've got that. And now I'm going to add all of my other, I'm going to add the tomatoes, I'm going to add the cucumber, the eggplant, which I got right there. And this was a whole lot of parsley. I was like, wow, that's a lot of parsley. In fact, this isn't even quite the 85 grams I call for, but it's quite a bit of parsley. So pop that in there. Parsley is nice. This is Italian flat leaf parsley. It's like a nice fresh flavor. And then this is mint. So fresh mint. I'm going to put that in. And then the last thing we're going to add, this smells so good. Nice and fresh. And then this is the green onions or scallions, which I just sliced kind of on a bias. Make sure you rinse off your green onions really well, your scallions, because sometimes they'll have grit in the leaves. So you want to make sure you get all of that out. Okay, stop bringing over there. You need quite a big bowl for this. I'm glad I pulled out the big bowl. All right, so we're just going to toss this all together. And then we're going to get the small bowl over here, and I have some extra virgin olive oil, and I love Filippo Berio. I'm saying that right. Some Italian person's going to slaughter me for that, and I'm Italian, so. But it's really good. I love this brand. It's a really good brand. So just extra virgin olive oil. If you want, you can get it, top quality. I have some really good quality olive oils, but in the salad, I'm just going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm going to put that in my bowl. And then we're going to put in our lemon juice, which I squeezed. I forget how many lemons that was. It was quite a few lemons just to get the zest, probably like 4. That's a lot of zest. So our zest. Okay. And then I think it's like 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I like to use fresh ground black pepper, so I just will grind that in fresh. I think they say 50 is half a teaspoon, 50 turns. I'll have to actually measure that out sometime. But that looks good. It's only 1/4 teaspoon. And then salt. So you just want to use regular table salt. And it says a teaspoon. I'm going to take a teaspoon. This is what I usually do. Take a teaspoon out. If I think it's like, well, I salted the water with the barley. So I don't want to get too crazy with the salt. So I'm just going to hold back a little bit on the salt. You can always add the salt after. If you add it at first and it's too much, it's too late. Way too late. So I'm just going to add that. Leave maybe about 1/8 teaspoon out. And that's it. And then we're going to whisk that together. Ooh, it looks good. And then we're going to just take that and pour that. I guess I got to come over here. And then pour that over. Oh, it looks so good. And that extra virgin olive oil is just so rich. It's got that wonderful flavor of olives. And we'll just toss it together. And that's it. And then I will taste it, and if I need the additional salt, I will add it. And that's it. Barley, salad, cucumbers, and mint. And eggplant, and tomatoes. And green onions. It looks really good. Okay. And I gotta cut this short because we're heading out shortly. We have a big event that we're going to. And I'm actually gonna, that's really good. I'm gonna try and live stream from the event, so that should be kind of fun. Oh my gosh. That has a perfect amount of salt. And that's really good. So, anyway, Thursday, this coming Thursday, live stream again. We're gonna be doing, from the cookbook, the CIA, Techniques of Healthy Cooking. Page 252, Vietnamese summer rolls. So that's going to be really good. Summer rolls with shrimp and some nice dipping sauce. It's going to be really good, Asian dipping sauce. So thank you everybody for watching. Sorry I have to cut it short, but we got to get going to this event. And it's kind of exciting. It's an exciting event. It's a big surprise. So I'm going to try and stream live at 6 o'clock, hopefully. I'll stream live from the event. I'm not sure about the time exactly because there is a big surprise happening, so I have to find out when it is, but I'll hopefully see some people on there. And yeah, and then we'll see you again Thursday for the next live stream. Thanks everybody. Have a great night.